Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with me are my two nearest and dearest co-hosts in the building. Missing one guy, but I got my dog DJ Doughy Fresh. You gang.
You gang.
Also in the building, I got my best amigo as well, the bald one, the great one, Pucho.
What's going on, my brother?
I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Sheen. That shit is shiny,
not Mr.
boy.
Clean.
Not Mr. Clean?
The fuck?
Nah, it's giving him too much Gordo.
Nah, you just didn't think of it.
I did it. I be lying for no reason.
Mr. Sheen. What the hell?
Yeah, whatever. Don't be a hater, bro. Anyways, the Texas one, without a gun, not here with us tonight. He's here with us in spirit.
He had too much fun.
Yeah. Another vacation your boy approved. Having a blast out there.
No, let's not start that narrative, all right? I'm shutting that narrative
You hate
down
the
as soon
vacation
as I
talks?
hear it.
I love vacation talks.
No,
I'm going on vacation too.
You allowing
the allow
people
part.
to go. That narrative, let's not do that, all right?
I love
You
the image.
allowed him.
Whatever. Like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
Real classic shit.
I like your shirt.
Don't be you see my hat. Just say you like it.
I like your shirt.
Oh man. How was your guys' week so far? How you guys been? Been good?
I have only been doing one thing this week, and it's listening to the Scarface soundtrack, which, in my opinion, is the greatest soundtrack that's ever been produced. Okay?
Doughy's been talking about the Scarface soundtrack for like 5 days straight.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's just produced very well for a movie, and it fits the movie well. All the words of the songs, the lyrics at the time that they're played. She's on fire. She might be on some cocaine too, all right?
Why now after all this time though? What made you go back and actually like sit there and dissect this?
I thought about what is the movie of my people?
Cubans.
And this is the movie of our people, bro.
I don't know why the Cubans embrace Scarface so hard.
For
It makes us
real,
look
bro.
like animals.
First off, yeah, exactly. This is not the character of Cubans, okay? Secondly,
I don't think they're Cubans at all.
the guy plays the worst Cuban ever.
I
There's
actually
no
don't
Cuban
think
that
so.
acts like Tony Montana. Like aside, not as like a psycho killer maniac. I'm talking about like just the way he talks. The guy does not sound Cuban whatsoever. Even Manolo, I think he's Italian. I think he's also an Italian guy. He might be Colombian, but I think he's Italian. I'm gonna peg him as an Italian. Some of these guys have the worst Cuban accents. Tony Montana in particular, Al Pacino got no business trying to make a Cuban accent
He does
or a
such a
Spanish accent of any kind.
does such a good job though.
You think he does a good job?
He uses some excuses when they're interrogating him in the beginning. He's like, my dad put me on to all like these famous American speakers, and he's the movie theaters. He's like, I love these guys. That's why I want to be like them. And I just liked it. I'm like, I like this. But I don't know. I think it's an important movie for our people, my people. Right?
And I think on pod we went through this. Manolo's actually Cuban. So this is, I think, the second time I made the claim that he's just
Colombian.
some white guy. I thought
Or Italian.
Colombian or Italian. Or
You know who
something.
that was? Really? Who you're talking about? John Leguizamo. Because he was up and down on Bori. The Boris loved him.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought John Leguizamo was Puerto Rican.
He had
Not
everybody
because he
convinced.
said he was Puerto Rican, but because he only played Puerto Ricans in movies. And I'm just like, he's obviously Puerto Rican, but he's not. And then there's the whole controversy where I saw online at some point he claimed he was Puerto Rican. Then his dad came out or something and was like, I don't know why John is saying this. We're from Colombia.
He's
And
down for
then
the
he was
people.
outed.
Nothing wrong with
he
that.
was-
Wants to be Bodhi, be a Bodhi. Everybody can be a Bodhi. Ain't nothing wrong with being a Bodhi. Get a lot of props.
Yes. That's what I've been into this week.
That's crazy though. For 4 days straight, you just be talking nothing but soundtracks of Scarface.
My thing with the Scarface soundtrack is this: look, if you take the songs, the iconic songs from that soundtrack, it is up there. It's one of the best soundtracks of all time. I can't dispute that. But if you take the soundtrack in totality, it's hard for me to say that. All the other songs, if you just listen to the songs, it sounds like a horror movie. I'm like, when I watch Scarface, I'm like, why are all these scenes they film, they sound like a horror film scene? It's like all these crazy sounds in the back. You're like, Tony just walked in with cocaine. Why should I be scared right now?
I think there's a reason. Music in movies, I think they convey the message of that scene. You know what I mean? I think they try to convey it. I think Tony is slowly getting the more power Tony gets, the more crazy he actually becomes. Until he's on the top of the world and he literally thinks he's invincible and lets people shoot him a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, that scene is amazing.
He also was secretly like in love with his sister, and that shit's crazy too, to be like that. You know what I mean? And even his wife was jealous of.
You think he was in love with his sister?
There's no reason he killed people because his sister was hooking up with him.
Yeah, he didn't want no one messing with his sister. His worker.
No.
He saw the one first. He saw his sister. It's classic Hispanic machismo. He saw his sister acting in a whorish way in his mind, and he thought that was unacceptable, and he wanted to kill the guy who got her acting that way. And then his best friend was hooking up with his sister, which he also thought was unacceptable because he's like, this guy is a scum. Like me, I'm scum. My friend is scum. You shouldn't be with people like him. That was my interpretation. I don't think Tony's stance was that if she got with some hotshot, like successful, nice lawyer, that he would have been like, I'm killing that guy. No one could be with my sister. That wasn't the vibe I got. But
what do you think the scene where she comes out with the pistol and shoots him? What do you think that whole setup of that scene is for? She says it in the scene. She's like, you don't want anyone to be with me. You know what I mean? Is it because you love me?
I think it was because she wasn't.
She was tired of that shit.
I got to rewatch the movie. It's been years.
Yeah.
At that point in the movie, he doesn't know Manolo's been with his sister, right?
No, I think he killed them already.
He had already killed them? All right, then it makes perfect sense.
End of the
sister's
movie.
The sister's like you. I have someone I'm in love with. You're not letting me be with him. Then it makes sense. But
so I think that scene is important too, because it I don't think that's normal behavior. You have a sister. You know she's gonna marry someone eventually.
He was always on drugs too, though.
I think that like that rage that he has. I think that's him literally like losing his mind, because he has so much power. He thinks he can control everything.
And cocaine is one hell of a drug, bro. He was doing that by the mountain loads. That last scene with him having I don't even know what's the point of having that much coke sitting on a table.
It's insane.
That makes no sense. Bro, I'm talking about mountains. I'm like, yo, you can say hello to my little... That's how you knew he was high. It came out blasting. Bow, bow. Shooting everywhere, not hitting nobody. She was crazy.
Yep. He hit people when he shot the grenade launcher, though.
Boy,
he got somebody when he hit him with the grenade launcher. Could you imagine if you would have missed with that? Yeah. The tuku? You gotta hit him with the tuku. Yeah.
Facts.
Anyways, what have you guys been up to? Any exciting things there?
Not very exciting. I've been playing a lot of the Tears of the Kingdom still. Great game. I highly recommend it. Although I got a little burnt out, I haven't played it since Sunday. So it's been like a strong week. I've been playing Humanity. I platinumed it.
Wow.
So it was a nice little detour from Tears of the Kingdom. I need to finish Tears before Final Fantasy 16 comes out this month. Oof. So that's my goal here. which I could do. I could beat the game right now. Actually, I'm just in some crazy like trying to do every fucking thing in the game.
The completionist aspect, I get it.
Yeah, I haven't really done much. Work's been a lot. This summer, I hate the summer in Florida. Tired of it. The heat, the rain, nonstop.
Trying to go to a shady place.
What I'm sick of, and all of Floridians can agree with me, all you drivers that come down, get off the road, bro. I'm sick of this. You're going 55 on a 75, 65. Go, get out of the road. I'm sick of this. This is always been a complaint of mine. I'm tired of this shit. Anybody else that lives in Florida, I know you're tired of this shit. It's sickening. Oh, Doe. Your boy almost bought a bike.
Yeah?
Yeah. Little track bike, I think is what they, right? Trike, or whatever the hell it is. But I couldn't convince myself to spend that much money. It was a used.
How much money were you going to spend?
It was a used one. It was like $800
bike?
or something like that. I was like, damn.
You have no reason to buy a bike, especially like
not
that.
much. I thought it was a regular bike. You know, I seen the track on the thing. I was like, okay, this could be cheap. You had to call guy for the price. I said, yo, let's should have buying this bike. How much is it? I'm here thinking like 150, maybe 200. It did look nice. Maybe with a 859. All that's number, by the way, but no, I'm $800, bro. And it wasn't even an e-bike. The regular bike.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. I bought a hybrid bike for $740. So that sounds 800 and something. Sounds about right.
What's a hybrid bike? Electric and normal or something?
No. A hybrid bike is just the way that you sit on the bike. It's like an upright sitting position bike. It's made for doing different things. Like you could do, road. You can do multiple things on the bike. It's just hybrid in that way.
Remember those old I don't know if those are real bikes, but those old fashioned bikes with the big ass front wheel, and Buddy had to like climb it to get on to ride the bikes. I don't even.
Oh yeah, it's called the penny farthing.
That's what they're called.
Yeah, it's called the penny farthing. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Dude, I don't think it's a thing people ride anymore.
Somebody was riding it in the 5-borough bike tour. There was somebody riding on a penny farthing.
But he looked like the only dick. Right?
He was the only person. I've never seen it before. I was like, oh my god.
Took a picture of it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Crazy. I'm also psyched for this year's Halloween costume for us. So we're all going to be pilgrims, by the way.
I mean, let's not spoil it. You know what I mean? But we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out.
Definitely. I think we definitely agreed upon it. Boys, did any of you guys catch the first game of the finals?
Yeah, the Miami Heat got trounced. It was a bad look. They had that little fourth quarter rally, a little hope there, but yeah.
I think it's going to be a sweep.
It might be a sweep. But
it didn't
look. Celtics almost got swept.
Bro, the Joker's nasty. He's the best player in the NBA right now. That man is nasty, bro. I don't know how he does what he does, but he got the whole team involved. The man's amazing. He
has a very unimpressive way of playing, but then he gets results. So it's hard
to knock it.
It's hard to hate, for sure.
Yeah, I'm going for Nuggets. I think Nuggets is gonna take it. I think they might even sweep as well.
I mean, it'll be crazy though. I think a team has been swept in the finals, right? Or am I bugging? I think I'm bugging.
Possibly has.
I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Has a sweep happened in the finals?
Yeah, I want to say it has.
Of course.
I'm just not. I don't know what team did it last or recently. But yeah, either way, no, yeah, I feel bad. Denver's gonna just dominate this whole series. I was surprised they swept the Lakers, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go back on the Zelda, I've also been playing Zelda. Fantastic game. Glad I bought it. Haven't had enough time to play it. busy, but it's definitely fire for sure. 10 out of 10, I would say. I like watching all the videos of these people building robots and stuff. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but they're coming out with some crazy Megatron type builds. Shit is wild.
Yep, that's my favorite thing to watch on YouTube are the different things people have created. It's like I'll watch an entire compilation of those. Like
What?
a
You mean a
compilation. Compilation.
I was like, what? I was looking at Pucha for confirmation. Pucha was like, I was like, yeah, this man definitely messed up. No, yeah, it's fire though for sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, for our first topic, hood movie classics. We're gonna compile a list. It's gonna be a part one thing. We're gonna go down from southern classic hood movies and northern hood movies, classic hood movies. And obviously there's gonna be some that are gonna be, everyone likes, we're gonna make a list of two and part one is just making the list, coming up with, details and separating it. Then we're gonna have a part two later on and do a battle, like a versus almost.
So somebody has to make the list as we go.
Yep, that's good.
I already
We'll take a
have
turn.
the list.
Yeah.
I already have a list of 32 movies
Quick with it.
that we could assess, right? What is a southern movie or what's a classic to the south versus the north and shit like that. We could go through this list first, or we could start.
I think we should do one at a time. We all have one, and then we comment about that one, and then see how we feel if it's a north or south.
Okay, cool.
So you're gonna go down the list then, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But you saying that each of us say a movie one at a time? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I'm not looking at your list, so I have some movies here as well. So I think we all should just pick one from each. Cool. Yeah. So the first one, I'll go. 8 Mile. A northern movie or a south movie?
Definitely northern. It's in Detroit.
In Detroit.
So, yeah, I don't think the location alone is indicative of who it's a classic to. I feel like 8 Mile. I think everybody likes 8 Mile.
I think everybody likes 8 Mile.
I
think you're right.
I don't think anybody could claim the movie. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, that's
just my.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that. I
No,
think
no,
it's
I
definitely a
agree.
northern claim. There's no way it's a south claim.
What?
There's no way you could. A south could even-
Everybody likes the movie.
No, I get
Everybody
it. I
likes
get it. It's going to go into everybody category. We're not going to include it, but if we had to, I would say it is a North movie. A good pick either way. That's a damn good pick.
Also, shout out Brittany Murphy. What a beautiful whore. Oh man,
I knew you was going to say that.
I want her in that movie. I want her dressed up like that, trashy, messy, like she just got up off the floor. Like I just love it. Shout out Brittany Murphy. Rest in peace. She was letting everybody hit.
Yeah, but let's not call Brittany Murphy a whore. She
played a whore.
slutty
You're right.
character.
She played a slutty character.
I like
and
how
I
he
loved
goes
it.
from.
But I love the whore. You gotta love the whore too. The
He goes-
horse should be loved.
Yeah, no, you're just calling a woman, an actress,
Dead
a whore.
woman, a whore. Yeah, you're right.
She's
Yeah.
like a whorish.
The
Offensive.
transition is crazy. Whore, rest in peace, everybody hit. What the fuck? Man, all right.
Yeah,
Yo,
I don't even care if she did.
the Players Club. South classic. South. It ain't North.
Undeniably. I actually already had it in the South Classic, but I changed the list. I threw them all in a separate list so that we could grab from it instead. I'm treating everything neutral. All right, that's
Okay.
all right.
Oh, Jamie Foxx, Bernie
Lisa
Mac. I don't think
Ray?
I've ever watched this. Yeah, I've never watched this.
Yeah, no.
Diamond?
Players Club.
Ugh. Classic.
Ooh, what's that other movie Oh my god!
With that
'Cause
one guy,
The
right?
South dudes would claim it. The South dudes would claim it.
Who's in it?
Oh my
The
god!
one where he has
man.
all the girlfriends.
He's got all the girlfriends.
What's that guy's name? He still is a good-looking guy. He's been a good-looking guy forever.
All right,
Don't be a player.
Don't be a
Oh.
player. Don't be a player doesn't sound right to me.
How to be a player.
How to be a player. There you
Def
go.
Jams. How to be a player.
That's a South. That's for sure South.
Bill Bellamy. I've watched this movie so much for no reason. And look, it's a lot of the same people. Bernie Mac was really doing his thing.
Man's a legend,
Yeah,
bro.
he's appeared in a lot of bad movies.
R.I.P. to Bernie Mac, man.
He's in Above the Rim, too. No, sorry. I'm already going to the next movie. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Pooch.
All right. I have. How do you feel about The Godfather?
That's a South.
Whoa!
Nah, I'm fucking around, fucking around. That's all up north. That's all up north. Fucking around.
I almost killed myself. That's a South. No, I just want to know:
Clearly in
is
New
this
York,
a
bro.
movie that resonates with everyone?
Yeah.
Mafia
Because I
movies.
feel
Sure,
like
bro.
the New Yorkers. All right. We could keep it in the everyone category. I just want to know. Right, I just want to get some of these out of the way. All
That
right.
man almost fell.
Yeah, I almost died. What was the movie I just said? How to Be a Player. That's right.
How to be a player. Though, yeah, give me another one, though. Be with it. Quick.
Yeah, anything with players or pimps is gonna highly
going
resonate
south.
with the Southern people.
The classic Love and Basketball.
South, for sure.
I think everybody loves Love and Basketball. I don't think.
think-
First off, it's
actually-
a West Coast movie, but
West
I
Coast
think
is
everybody
considered
loves
South,
it.
too, though. We're going to take West Coast
the
as South
West
movies.
Coast is the South.
We're going to take it as a South movie because they fuck
That means
with
y'all
us.
said that y'all need help. That's what it sounds.
Word.
Go ahead, Tony.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
I'm not putting that shit in this.
No, that's everybody. Love and Basketball is everybody for sure. Another one, Boys in the Hood.
That's everybody. Everybody likes Boys in the Hood. Ain't nobody. I think. All right, let's get some of these. All right, real quick. Boys in the Hood. That's everybody. Menace to Society.
Everybody.
Everybody. Right.
Belly,
The Nutty
everybody.
Professor. The Nutty Professor. That's everybody, right?
Is it? Y'all New York, y'all NY people love Nutty Professor?
It's of course.
Okay. Baby Boys,
The nut-
everybody.
Baby
Actually,
boy.
no,
Nah.
that's a South.
Nah, we don't
100.
claim Baby Boy. We don't fucking claim Baby Boy. You want Baby Boy? You can have Baby
Belly
Boy.
is an
right?
everybody.
You think Belly is everybody?
Belly is an everybody.
That look. I'll tell you this. All right. I'll tell
I
you
know
this.
y'all
right?
want it, but that's an everybody.
It's not that I want it. It's I don't care if everybody likes Belly. It is quintessentially New York. Undeniably. I don't even like Belly as a movie, to be honest. I kind of don't even want it on my list. But like with DMX and Nas, two of the most iconic New York rappers, it's hard to. And it takes place in New York. And who made Belly?
What do you
I
mean,
want
who
to
made
say
it?
it's like a rap movie. Like it's like made by rappers. I want to say.
Hype Williams was the director.
I'll put an asterisk next to Belly. We'll see how see how things go. But I'll leave it off the New York.
I also
like
think
the New
that
York.
White Man Can't Jump is a everybody's movie too. I think everybody loved that movie, South and
Right.
North.
I could accept that.
Obviously, Friday's another everybody movie.
Yeah. Ain't nobody could claim Friday. But you know what? I'll give the South.
What?
I'll give the South Friday After Next. We didn't fuck with Friday After Next. And the addition of Cat Williams, I think it makes it a little bit, it's got, even though all this takes place in California, I'm pretty sure. But I'll
I'll take those.
How do you guys feel about the movie Joe Dirt? Is that a hood classic?
Absolutely not. Why?
I mean,
Joe Dirt.
I mean, the country has a classic, and we're gonna do country.
All right, we're talking about hood. We're not talking about like
Redneck
southern.
classic.
Like, yeah. I mean, y'all could claim it. Joe Dirt's a good movie. I like Joe Dirt.
Well, everybody. That's what everybody.
I like Joe Dirt. He gets abducted by what's his name in the movie? Billy Bob.
Billy Bob.
It puts the lotion on the skin. That's like straight from Silence of the Lambs, but it's like a fake. It's a fake Billy Bob. I don't remember what the character's name in Silence of the Lambs was.
Another one.
He's like, okay, dang, I'm putting the lotion on the skin, man. he did it to get his copy of Auto Trader so he could look at cars. Yo, that shit was so stupid. And his hair was the worst. His hair was a head implant.
Oh yeah,
he got hurt so bad they put a head on his head, and he got stuck with the hair. That shit is horrendous.
So since that one isn't, I got another one. Set It Off.
That's an NY up north, sure.
I have it on my list, and I'll tell you this. Even though I'm pretty sure I was gonna say Queen Latifah's a New Yorker, but it made me doubt myself. I don't know why. She gives me some West Coast vibes. Even though I'm like, no, she's a New Yorker. Yeah. Let me look it up. Queen Latifah. But even regardless, she's from New Jersey. Same shit. She's from Newark. Yeah. They want to be from New York. The only people that loved Set It Off were my Southern friends. I'm not gonna lie. So like, if the South want to claim it, that's cool. I don't feel comfortable claiming Set It Off.
I think it is an NY for sure.
You think NY? I'm gonna put it in the neutral category then. I ain't claiming Set It Off.
Bad Boys, everyone.
Bad Boys.
Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Y'all know Bad Boys. Everybody.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, it reminded me of another Tyrese movie that's definitely a Southern movie.
You're talking about...
And why Bad Boys has nothing to do with Tyrese. I don't even know why I'm even thinking of Tyrese.
What's the one where they take his kid? Right? That's the one you're talking about? And Games in the movie?
Baby Boy?
No, Games in the movie.
Oh, I don't even know what movie you're talking
about. I don't know what movie you're talking about.
Fuck.
But I'll give y'all Baby Boy.
Oh, Baby Boy is ours already. Yeah. That's not a...
I mean, it takes place in California, but...
He's just a baby boy. The way that BET still runs Baby Boy on their channel is pretty incredible.
People like Baby Boy.
Coming to America? Everyone.
I can't let you have that.
Well,
That's
I
unbelievable.
said to everyone. Everyone loves Coming to America.
You can't take these movies that are New York to its core and try to be like, this is for everybody.
So what are we doing neutral here? Because at this point, y'all can't put Bad Boy as a fucking... That's all Miami.
Yeah, if you want to claim Bad Boys, that's fine. You put it in the neutral.
It's a very big difference, though. Coming to America is way better than fucking Bad Boys.
You could have Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3 if you want. Yeah, you could have all three. I'm saying,
Coming to America was filmed in my hood. All right,
whatever. Y'all can have it. I got the hookup. It's definitely a South.
That's a South classic.
I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Beverly Hills Cop? Was that considered a
we love
classic?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Damn.
It's also in California.
Okay, everybody's classic.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I thought you were trying to claim it for the South. I'm saying, nah, everybody like Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is on point.
Obviously, Paid in Full is yours. Obvious. That's not even.
Yeah, that's not even a question.
Juice, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a question.
Into
Do the Right
Deep?
Thing.
Is that a South?
Not a
Into
question.
Deep?
I'm not claiming Into Deep, but I'm pretty sure it's a New York movie.
Yeah. Oh, who's on? Omar Epps, your boy
LL
LL.
Cool J.
Yeah.
LL Cool
Y'all
J
gonna-
is
yeah,
hot.
I guess that's y'all. Obviously, Dope Menace is on our side. Dope Menace is
Big Mama.
Yeah, Big Mama. How do you feel about Big Mama?
I think that's
That's
southern
a
as
South.
fuck.
That's a
South.
South. Yeah, that's a
That's
South.
like a straight up a Medea movie, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all could take Vampire in Brooklyn too, by the way.
We have to take Vampire. Unfortunately, I want nothing to do. I don't
And
even want this in my
New
list.
Jack City, is that a South? Was that an
New
everybody?
Jack City.
You never seen the movie?
I'm pretty sure.
I think
It's
that
a
might be
New
an
Jersey
everybody
movie.
It might be an everybody movie though.
Good.
New Jack City. Nino Brown. Now they're New York drug dealers in this movie.
I don't
But it got
remember.
Ice-T in it.
House Party's not a
You-
New York movie, right? Is it? Am I
don't know.
bugging? I don't remember.
I
that
don't remember
being in New
where
York.
House Party takes place.
You
But
made
ain't
a-
nobody. House Party 2. I want to say House Party 1 is like New York or New Jersey. House Party 2 is for sure they're in California though. And House Party 3, nobody likes House Party 3.
You guys obviously got dead presidents. That's
There's
I didn't
this-
want to.
There
do it
you
to
go.
What?
How do you, I got one real quick. Undercover Brother.
a South.
I love this movie so fucking much as a kid. Eddie Griffin was in it. You guys don't remember it? He's having
Yeah.
sex with everyone.
Yeah, it's a South movie for sure, though.
Yeah, I'd give it to the South. Undercover Brother.
Yes.
Hold on. Oh, that's Eddie Griffin. Why was I thinking of? Remember who from Dewey Cox? And you never pay for drugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is in a movie where he's having sex with everybody's wife. They have a support group of men who have been cheated on, and he is the sole person who had sex with everybody's wife.
I think that's Undercover Brother. They all
No.
explain how they catch him, and then he always escapes.
I feel like
pretty
that's
sure it's
Deuce
him.
Bigelow, Mel Gigolo.
Oh God,
Absolutely
that movie's
not.
terrible.
Absolutely, it is
It's not.
absolutely.
He's not in that one. No. Training
okay,
Day is
the
a
movie I'm
South
talking
classic,
about-
by the way.
Are you nuts?
This shit
Everybody likes Training Day. too.
Yeah, you can't
Wow.
claim Training Day.
You can't claim anything with Denzel Washington in it. You can't do it.
Yeah, he's
Nothing
a black
with him in it, you
icon.
could claim.
You guys he
Unclaimable.
got game. So fuck out of here. I can't take Training Day.
How about Samuel Jackson?
Oh, that's
Hmm.
all South.
187.
All
A
South.
Mexican person put me onto this movie. My Mexican friend, tell me.
187.
I remember the first time he brought the VHS over. He's like, "Yo, have you ever seen this movie?" And I was like 12, 13. He was like 15 or 16. And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "It's just crazy, man."
Paper,
hated that
Paper
movie.
Soldiers is South.
I don't even know
what
that
the hell
movie
is that,
is.
Paper
so I'm gonna let you
Soldier?
rock. What movie we were just talking about? Oh yeah, Training Day. Tony tried to claim Training Day. This guy's
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
Beanie Siegel, Kevin Hart, Charlie Murphy,
Beanie Siegel.
Stacey Dash, Memphis Bleak is in Paper Soldiers.
And Stacey
And
Dash.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, I don't think you could claim this.
All right. Let's
I
get
also don't know what this movie is. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna hit y'all with some quick ones. All right, Nick Cannon's Drumline.
That's
Well,
South.
hold on with the quick because I have to compile. I'm already having a hard time participating in the conversation and maintaining a list. All right.
How do y'all feel about Drumline?
Hold
That's
on.
a South classic.
South classic.
Oh, I fucked this up.
Can't keep up with us though.
All right, there we go.
What about-
Drumline. I'll give it to the South.
What about
Really, my problem is I have to keep muting and unmuting because I don't want my keyboard coming through the recording. That's really what's slowing me down. 8 Mile. Nobody's claiming 8 Mile.
ATL
You said
South.
ATL.
Oh yeah, ATL's in South.
Nobody,
What about
nobody
Four
could do that.
Brothers?
Hold on, wait. What's the first? That's South.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Four Brothers is the movie that may take place in like New Jersey
Yeah.
or
No, it's in
Boston.
Detroit.
Right. It's like something in the north,
But that's everybody's though.
but only my southern friends like Four Brothers.
Same.
So
I'll
I'll be honest.
take it.
They loved Tyrese, and you got
Mark Wahlberg.
ATL's own Andre 3000.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
And who's the guy everybody's favorite character in the movie was a white guy?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Oh, everybody love Mark. Yeah. Nah, the South, you guys got it. I'll let you guys have it.
So he said Drumline, ATL,
Four Brothers.
Four Brothers.
All right. How about? Okay, I didn't even put Pootie Tang. We just got to put it in the South.
That's the South.
We can't even have a conversation about that.
What about Soul Plane?
That's
I
the
got the
South.
hookup.
I got the hook as a South.
I got the hookup. The movie where one of the dude's name, Master P's name was Black, and the other dude's name was Blue, or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he had a black shirt and a blue shirt, and I just named them Black and Blue in my head.
It was something like that.
All right, I don't remember.
They had them cheap ass cell phones.
Hold on, wait. So Pootie Tang, Soul Plane. I feel like y'all try to sneak one in after I just told you not to go too fast.
No, I named it Drumline, ATL, Pootie Tang, Soul Plane.
Well, you forgot Four Brothers.
Four
so
Brothers,
I don't
'cause you already
trust
mentioned that.
Your list.
Wow.
How about The Wood?
The Wood.
Cali movie, but I
Yeah.
feel like the South don't fuck with The Wood.
I've never heard anybody talk about the Wood from the South.
I'm gonna claim The Wood. We love The Wood, and of course, same actor, Fresh. We have to take Fresh. That's
How about the movie The Barber Shop?
yeah. I have it on
South.
the list. I was gonna put it in the South.
South.
I don't know where
South.
Barbershop takes place though.
It's like Atlanta. Or
It
some
feels
shit
like an Atlanta movie, but then it's like you got Ice Cube in it, and I could never discount that it takes place in Cali. You know what I mean? But it definitely feels like some Atlanta shit.
Y'all obviously got Dead President, so we don't even need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already on my list.
Yeah. Carlito's Way. The South.
I think that's everybody.
What are you doing?
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, you
bro.
can't
Are
do this. You
crazy?
can't just boldly claim these movies.
Also, Scarface is an everyone movie.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
an OG.
Yeah.
That's an OG,
Yeah.
everyone.
And it's
Nah,
not
but-
even, Florida's not the South, so nobody could even claim that anyway if they wanted to. But
What about these?
what about Hustle and Flow?
that's
That's a
South,
South
nigga.
movie all
That's,
day. That's
South. Come on, man.
Whoop that trip.
All right, what about? And I feel like I know the answer, but what about the Warriors?
Oh, that's,
That's
up
up
north. But that's everybody. That's
You
hard.
remember Ludacris pissed all over Terrence Howard's
This-
mixtape?
This little,
His little
we went
fucking
back to Hustle and Flow.
I think he lied about knowing him too. Ludacris was some famous rapper, and he was lying to everyone that he knew him. And then like this nigga's like, I don't know you. And
Love
then you
don't
figure-
cost a thing. South.
I don't even remember. Let me look
Nick
this
Cannon
up.
movie.
Oh, where he's being a creepy ass
Okay.
stalker the entire
Okay.
fucking movie. That's
Nah,
Nah,
he
he was
he's
a
not
high
being
school
a
kid.
stalker.
High school kid.
He pays a girl to be his girlfriend,
Yep. Kid
and
and
then
plays
she
the
actually
everyone
falls
movie.
in love with. They actually fall in love with each other.
What about Coach Carter?
South. There ain't no
I
argument.
don't have
That's a
strong
South.
feelings about Coach Carter, but you're wrong. I'm trying.
I'm sick of this. Now Samuel L. Jackson's off limits now too. This is out of control.
Well, hold on. Samuel L. Jackson's for everybody. All right. You can't just. Nobody could just claim Samuel.
Yeah, facts.
All right. I could claim Denzel. All right. Because Denzel, he's New York through and through. Samuel's from DC. He's on the line, but also he's done way more New York movies, in my opinion.
I'm down to
and
say
he was in Star Wars, so I gotta fight a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I fucks with him. All right, hold on. What about kids.
Ooh, New York all day.
All the way.
Yeah, all the way. All day.
Tony doesn't even remember Kids.
I don't remember.
This was
Kids.
Is this an MTV AIDS like
Something
movie?
like
It was
that,
definitely
yeah.
it was definitely made for the youth not to get AIDS. That's
Yeah.
what the intent of this movie was. People were afraid of AIDS and they made a movie about, yo, let's make a movie about a bunch of people running around New York doing drugs and having sex to make sure that people are afraid of running around New York having sex and doing drugs.
I'm not even gonna.
It made people want to do it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll give it to you guys. Do the Right Thing is a North thing.
Yeah, we already went through this. I claimed this immediately.
Oh, you already
This is-
claimed it? Okay. Not bad.
What
I
about
didn't hear
the
You can't argue it.
Freedom Riders?
it. Oh, that's everybody. That's
That might be
'Cause
everybody.
That was played in every school in Florida. Like that was like a project you had to do.
The South could claim Freedom Riders. All right.
Damn.
It's a good movie. It ain't a hood New York classic. I don't think.
Kid and Play, is that hood for New York or North or for South? Kid and Play.
The house party, you already said. You said house party South. Immediately. I'm like, I don't know how you could do that. Oh my God. What's the other movie? Not House Party. I like this movie even better. Rock that body. Class Act. Yo, Class Act. Oh my God. I love Class
Oh, Class Act.
I've never watched that.
I'm putting that's a New York classic. What is Class Act? Class Act is who's play. Kid is light skin, right? Kid got the eraser head.
I
Yeah.
think so.
It's a Kid and Play movie, right? So
Yo,
Play
the
is
Woods?
like.
You said the Woods was a South or North?
Oh, I claimed the Wood.
You
I
can't
brought
claim
up the Wood.
Fuck out of here. I just saw it right here. The Wood is a South. Get out. Not one of
First
these
off,
dudes is from New
not
York.
a South. If you're saying the South also likes the Wood, I could take it off my list. But
For-
you're not
that's
claiming
everybody.
the
That's,
Wood.
Nah, that's everybody. That's crazy.
My bad. You don't know the movies, Tony.
I just went back and I saw it. Like, nah, get out. Just get Omar.
You didn't even. You have to look up the movie to find out if it's yours.
I was going through my list here,
I
and
don't
I
gotta
saw
look up none of my movies. All right, that's all I'm saying. I'm being honest. I don't gotta look it up.
American Me South. Blood in, blood out, South.
No.
Blood in, blood out, is
out's for
South.
everybody.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
No, what?
You're crazy. You could take American Me, but you can't take Blood in, Blood Out.
That's crazy.
Pass the wire. Pass the wire. That's where that's from. Well, they don't say. They say that in next Friday, but the passing the wire, that's from American Me. That movie's all types of fucked, by the way.
Selena, South.
You could take it. You could take it because it's a Texas movie, but you're wrong. All right, I just want you to know you're wrong. He's going down the Mexican list now. he went to Selena, American Me. He said, "Blood in, blood out, vatos locos forever."
Fucker. That's where that shit resonates from. What's another good one here? Oh, we already talked about the Nutty Professor.
Oh, Crooklyn.
Oh.
We're just putting it on the New York list.
Yeah, that's you guys all day. I'm not even gonna argue that. Low Down
go through
Dirty
the Spike Lee
Shame.
movies.
That's a South movie.
Low down, dirty shame. You guys could take Medea too.
Nah, that's a everybody. That's a
all of them.
everybody.
All of Tyler Perry movie.
All of Tyler Perry.
More money.
All of
More money South.
More
What
money,
was-
more problems.
No,
What
it's
was
more
the
money.
fake Rush Hour movie with Jet Li and DMX?
Cradle
that's-
to the Grave.
Cradle to the
Cradle
Grave.
to the
That's
Grave.
That's a everybody.
You really think?
That's a everybody movie.
I think everybody likes
And
Cradle.
Rush Hour is definitely a South one too.
Everybody. Oh my God. You're kidding me, bro. It's an everybody movie.
All right.
You can get the
I was
third
pushing.
movie
I
because
was
the
like, get
third
the fuck
movie is
outta here.
garbage.
Blue Streak, everybody movie.
For sure.
What about Three Strikes?
Three Strikes.
South.
That's the
I
South
actually think it's
movie,
a
yeah.
California movie.
Yeah.
But
we're
the
claiming it.
the South people don't got a lot, so they try to claim a lot of the Cali.
Here we
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
That's crazy.
What about Leprechaun in the Hood?
That's
Yeah,
New York.
Leprechaun-
Y'all could take that.
Leprechaun in the Hood. Isn't that in
It's
in
like
New
in-
Jersey or something like that?
It might be.
The
I don't
Wash,
remember.
definitely the South.
The Wash? I've never even heard
Snoop
of
Dogg and Dre owning a car wash business.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
this-
good. It wasn't bad.
I've
How
never heard of it.
high?
How high is the
Nobody-
South?
No,
We-
I don't think. I
first
think it's
off-
an
Nah,
everybody.
we're joking.
movie.
It's to everybody. We
Did
said
we
it
not
earlier.
talk through how high?
Yeah,
or
we
was
did.
that
I
pre-pod
was-
talks?
No, we talked through it. We said it in the beginning.
I think it was pre-pod talks.
Yeah, because I don't have how high on my list.
Yeah.
You don't? Oh, wow.
Nah,
Pre-pod
but
talks.
how high is neutral?
It's neutral.
First off, I'm pretty
What about the Dave Chappelle film too? What is that? You think that's everybody too?
the Dave Chappelle film.
What's the one? His one good
He's
movie?
talking. Well, he's fucking that scene where
Oh,
he's
you're
a drug
talking
dealer.
about the one where they get all high and shit.
Yeah.
Half baked.
Half
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
a
claim
South.
half baked. That's for everybody. What are you talking about?
All the good ones.
Is it not even? I think it even takes place in New York.
Every 30. That's crazy. You can't have
What
so if all
happened?
the South people, South good actors, all acting in New York scenery. It's an automatic North movie. Nah, it can't be. I think 3 or more South people in the movie. It's automatic South.
I also think
Who's a South person?
you Belly
Just
was
saying,
also
in general.
pre-pod talks too.
No, you just causing an uproar over nothing.
Oh,
I guess.
you know what's a classic?
They smoke on the sun. Not Diablo. I almost said Sonny Garcia. Sonny Garcia was a surfer. Who? Oh my God! The guitarist for the Grateful Dead. They smoke him in Half Baked. Jerry Garcia. They smoke on the Jerry Garcia pack. He comes out as a ghost. I'm pretty sure that's how they got the idea for How High, where they smoke on their friend.
Another classic, The Meteor Man.
Oh, come on. That's a New York classic through and through.
That's
the South don't even know
everyone,
who
I
Meteor
think,
Man
bro.
is. Who's Meteor Man?
Oh, here's another one.
Look, he don't even he was just claiming it. He was just claiming it. What a piece of shit. Meteor Man.
Isn't
The
that Will
Golden
Ferrell?
Lords. Bill Cosby was in there. God rest his soul after he turned into a piece of shit, but I still love the old Cosby
Damn.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead to me. Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
he's a
old
fucking piece of
bitch,
shit
yeah.
rapist. He was drugging women left and right and having sex with them.
Oh,
That's-
Bill Cosby. Okay, my bad. I didn't
Well,
hear
you
it.
didn't understand that when I screamed Bill Cosby?
No, you screamed something else, didn't you? Another name?
If I screamed another name, then I'll accept. But I know I screamed Bill Cosby.
Okay. No, you.
Because the only other name I would yell in that movie. Who else was in?
Oh,
Meteor
man. Yo.
Robert Townsend. I can't even name another movie that guy was in, but I know that I grew up with Robert Townsend.
What's the?
Is that his name? Robert Townsend.
Damn, what's the hood classic movie of the cops? Oh man.
The Cops.
Yeah, it's like funny. It's like a funny thing of cops, and they're
The
battling.
Police Academy.
That's a South, sure.
You can take it because I don't even know.
What
it is.
about the
wait, hold on,
movie?
wait. Hold wait. Police
Police
Academy,
Academy.
the comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a South.
No, you can't. No.
You gave it to us.
Hold
It's
on.
already ours.
It's already yours?
Yeah, you gave it to us.
No.
That's
What about
crazy.
the
No, you're
Hood?
crazy.
Not everybody.
The
does
horror.
that.
Hold on, wait. Police Academy isn't even a hood movie.
It's not a
We're
hood
just
movie.
saying
It's
hood
Nah,
movies.
it's not a
Yeah.
hood movie. I would say
No, this is one though. Candyman.
That's not a hood classic.
That is a hood classic. Are you
Wow.
It
crazy?
is literally a hood movie.
A hood classic. You crazy?
The South don't fuck with Candyman, but I don't fuck with
Well, my
Candyman.
best friend's name was Candyman, so and he was in the South. So I think just for that reason,
It's a
it should
different
be in the
Candyman.
should
South.
They're
be-
talking about Willy
No,
Wonka.
no, he's
passing
talking
out-
about Candyman. This Candyman. That's who he named himself.
Candyman
after.
named himself after the horror movie?
Yes.
All right. Then I could put it in the neutral. That's crazy.
We could.
Because I'm like, I thought it was like a drug dealer thing.
Nah,
Like
Candyman,
the
the horror
Candyman
film.
is supposed to be like, yeah. All right. Unless we have any major
Missing. I
Paid
think we got
in
them all.
full, New
Yeah,
York.
That's everybody.
That's we've no.
Am I trying
We,
to?
first
I'm
off,
trying
Tony,
to sneak
we already
those in?
discussed this. We already discussed this, and you agreed to put it in the East Coast list.
I did.
And the up north list. I don't even know how you're trying to like claim it now. You don't even know what you'd be saying. All right. I got a list. All right. I got
We're
13 lists. I got the South got 20 movies.
Get
The
Rich or
North got
Die
13
Trying.
movies.
Everybody movie.
Yeah, I, don't
I
even
could
wanna
say
claim Get Rich or
everybody
Die
movie.
Trying, but
Yeah.
You can't claim 50 Cent.
Waist Deep. South.
You can have that
I
too.
couldn't
That's
even tell you Waist
another
Deep.
Tyrese movie.
Yeah, I don't
You
want
can have
Tyrese.
that. What about
You could also
Hardball?
have
That's
Fast
a
and the
South.
Furious
Hardball's a
2.
South. Hardball's a South classic, bro.
Hardball.
with Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Wait, what
Aren't
did you
there,
say, Pucho, before he said it over you? What movie?
Oh, he said it was part 2 of the movie. Fast and Furious
Fast
2.
and the Furious 2. You can keep that. Fast and the Furious 1, that's for everybody.
That's for everyone. Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, with Tyrese.
DK.
Even though I think it's in California still, it's you got
No,
the
it's
South.
Tokyo,
The South. No, that ain't Tokyo.
Japan. ain't
That's
it?
Tokyo Drift. That's
That's
the third
Tokyo Drift. That's the
movie.
yeah.
Too
Oh,
Fast,
okay.
Too Furious. That's Tyrese.
Oh,
All right. Anyways, what I was gonna say,
I think we're good.
we are approaching. I think we got a list. Unless we got some big hitters that we're trying to name. It
Spring
sounds like we're
Breakers, South. Spring Break.
I don't think that's a hood movie.
That's not because the main guy's white. That's crazy.
I think we could stretch this for 5
You're just
minutes.
naming movies. Spring Breakers, South. That's just a movie. Police Academy. That ain't no fucking hood movie. Get out.
I would say that was a hood movie. Y'all can even claim that the Bruce Willis movie from New York.
We can't claim any Bruce Willis movie.
That's a New York film. Damn, what's the name?
It's
of
not
it?
a hood movie.
All right, whatever. All
you
right,
gonna
I think we
say?
got what we
Pulp
got.
Fiction? No.
Let's go into black shows.
Nah, we're
Nah,
not
we're good.
going
We're
into
good. We're
TV
good.
shows. Yeah, that's nuts.
Man, it's going wild.
Because then we got to claim, New York got to claim the Cosby Show, and I'm not happy about that.
All right,
like
so-
Mike, a hood classic.
Only the South likes Like Mike. Right?
Yeah.
We don't claim Like Mike.
we're good. I think we have the list.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know if it's the
All right,
list.
there's
but
going
we
to
have
be a part
list.
2 to this. All right, we've
Yeah.
made a list. We may make additions and modifications of this list, but this is the list we have for now. In the next time we have this conversation, we're not going to discuss what goes on the list, but we're going to talk about who has the better list. That's really the conversation. So
Yeah.
Yep, for
so
sure.
for next time, guys.
For our next topic, ladies and gentlemen, Target been catching some heat for opening a clothing line for children, like gay clothing line, I guess is what it. I don't know how else to say without being not politically correct. Target opened up a brand line, Rainbow Kids. All this stuff was on the cover. A lot of parents, a lot of people been protesting. Their stocks dropped down by millions. So the question is Target right for having that clothing brand and, promoting it in their stores, or should they just done what Walmart and other clothing businesses and just stay away from trying to be politically correct or follow the movement? And, what do you guys think? Personally, But what do you think about it? Have you seen this in Target before I get in with how I
I'd
feel
like
about
to
it?
not. I want to know how you feel.
Before we get into that, I just want to one bit of clarification. There's a lot of speculation that Target stock prices have dropped a lot because of this clothing line, but
Started with it.
whatever. But a lot of analysts are saying that it has nothing to do with it. That it's just there's a lot of retailers right now that their stock prices are dropping, and that just in general the trend is moving away from these retailers. That people are more committing to online things, and there's just low confidence in these.
Best Buy is also losing. They're on the downward trend
Right.
as well.
So a lot, a lot of the right wing media wants to claim the tanking stock prices as a win from their side because Target is has this like LGBTQ kind of clothing line or whatever. But I don't know how accurate that is, and I don't think they know how accurate. I think they're just making bold claims. I just wanted to put that out there for the people, all right? But Doughy wants to know your opinion on this.
So my opinion is, yeah, I don't see why they did that. I don't think they should have. There's a need for that.
Sorry. Let's not talk about whether Target as a business, is it make business sense to do it. We're talking about, should there be clothing for kids with LGBT stuff on it, right? Like that's what
No, there shouldn't be.
Right? You think there shouldn't be? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, if they want to, if a girl wants to be, no, I'm a boy, or a boy wants to be, I'm a girl, just go in the girl boy section. Why have a whole section just to dedicate to that? They could just shop in the opposite sexes, clothing section. I don't think.
And just to be clear, it's not like this Pride clothing line is like a section for trans people. It's just like clothes that have like rainbows on it and things like that, or clothing that shows like two men holding hands. You know what I mean? It's just because I don't know. I don't think you're gonna find that in the girls section. That's not.
I mean,
or the boys section. It's not a gendered thing. It's just a.
From the pictures online, I didn't see any of the same sex holding hands or anything like that. I'll have to go through it, but from what I saw,
what did you see?
I saw a big ass rainbow, clouds, multiple different kids playing together. That's it. I didn't see holding hands or anything.
Sure, but I guess I'm saying that that's not a gendered thing. You're saying just shop in the girls section. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, because why
they're
else?
not going to be clothes or rainbows like that, like for Pride.
Okay, I guess maybe in some way you're right about that. I guess if Pride wise, but I just don't see. I don't see the reason for it. To be 100%, like
kids wearing a Pride flag on their clothes. That's what you're saying. You don't see the reason for that.
No, not the fact that they're wearing Pride, wearing a rainbow Pride shirt. That's not. I don't think that's what. I wish I could just pop the pictures up here while we're talking, but I didn't see anything like rainbow wise of the rainbow wise of like a boy shirt with a rainbow or a girl, or whatever the sex is.
What's the clothes that you saw that you think is not right for children to wear? I guess.
Check up,
because if it's like some sexual shit, I'm with you. They get match straps and leather, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. But that ain't what happened.
If you go on Twitter and put up Target Pride, a whole bunch of videos quickly synopsing, you'll see all the displays. And we made a short about this a few weeks ago.
So look, yeah, so
like 90% of these people are hicks, are just like
hicks. I know.
Yeah, there's this.
So, for example, they got rainbow colored Pride shirts and happy shirts and all this stuff, which, I mean, most of the girl shirts have that too. But I guess what my thing is, I don't see a sense of, maybe it's just not, I don't know. Maybe for the adults, sure, but for kids, I don't think they should be doing that for kids.
So you're wearing a rainbow flag, right?
I'm not
Like
wearing it.
for
What do you mean?
oh my god, Tony, I'm just trying to get your opinion. It's hard. I don't know what you're
I'm saying
against.
I don't think there should be. I don't think that should be in the kids section. Leave that for the adults. I think kids are young, too young to really understand. And when I say kids, I mean like 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds. I think they're a little too young to really understand their feelings or to be just having this just in their face right now, because they're probably still trying to figure out what their feelings or emotions. So I feel like this is just promoting something for the adults. Whatever, you're a grown ass adult, have it whatever you want to wear, but just to be promoting that for kids, I don't think that's right.
So I'm of a few minds on this. I feel like in one sense, first off, I don't think it has anything to do with kids don't shop, right? Parents shop. So it's not like kids are going into the kids section and really picking their clothes. That's not really a thing. Like parents are buying clothes for their kids. So I don't think that if a kid is wearing a pride shirt, that means that they're gay or trans or anything like that. It could just as easily be that they got gay parents and they're like, cool, rock this shirt, show some solidarity, whatever, right?
So it's like you're forcing them to wear shirts to support their...
Yeah, kind of like how you put a Cowboys jersey on your kid, right? Like it's similar to me in that sense, right? Like I put a Knicks jersey on my son, right? Or a Knicks shirt on my daughter. Like to me, it's like we're using our children's body as a statement to the world. Like to me,
that's
it's
not controversy at all, though. So I think there's a little difference in it. Like,
well, why is being gay controversial?
It's a hot topic right now. It's
well,
like
I'm asking
it's
you,
like
why is it controversial?
Because there's a big group of people that don't agree with this being forced into people's like TV shows, schools, now shopping stores. So like it's like a back and forth going, like, there's sides that don't want to acknowledge trans or gays or the community in general, and then there's obviously sides that's neutral. So and then there's a side that like, yeah, hey, I'm down for it, let them take pride. There's a clash right now with it. With sports clothing and stuff, there's no real class besides rival teams. Like
I think more people hate Cowboys fans than people hate gay people.
Wow.
I think being a Cowboys fan is way more controversial than a trans issue.
I'm shocked by this. All right.
Nobody likes the Cowboys or the Eagles, Tony. But anyways, like I said, I'm of two minds of this, right? In one sense, it's like, from my perspective, it may be more controversial, like the LGBTQ stuff, right? But I don't think that necessarily, like, somebody's opinion on this shouldn't color, like, whether a parent is wrong for putting this on their kid. Again, to me, is not much different than like sports attire and things like that. But in that same vein, I do find it weird, like, making your children's body like a political statement. That does feel strange to me. Like putting like Blue Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, like clothing on your kid, or like, or pride stuff on your kid.
Like, look at this.
It does feel weird. Like you're trying to. What's up?
There's a kid's like 6-year-old. He's got a rainbow colored thing going down his shirt saying, "I can't even think straight." Like, I that to me is just wild. Like, is that a joke? I understand it, but it's like,
it's a political statement.
I think it's stupid. I don't think that phrase, that wording. I think it's
you have
dumb.
Like heteronormativity in your mind, that because like I think your view is that. I mean, and you're not gonna say this, right? But I think we all have this. As the world is changing, we're all changing. But it's like this idea that everything is straight by default, and by putting these things on children, you're gonna make them be a way that they might not have been, or something like that.
I'm sorry, I'm finding it as a play towards the gay community. I don't think that's a stance for them. Like, oh, I can't even think. I can't even think straight. Like, I think that's a joke on the community. I don't think that's like trying to. Maybe I'm taking it wrong. I think that's them making a joke out of the gay community.
I think that's in support of the LGBTQ stuff. I think they're saying like how could you call me? How could you call a kid straight if they can't even think straight? Like, right, is what I'm assuming, which I don't agree with, but
yeah. But
I've not seen the shirt at all.
When you know, when you buy your kid a superhero outfit, are you like now promoting superhero like propaganda to your kid? Like, is it safe that he now thinks that Superman can fly, so now he can fly? He can't fly, but if he thinks Superman can fly, he tries to jump off something because he thinks he can fly. I'm just saying, like, how do you think it goes that deep?
So you're saying the equivalent of me telling my son if he sees Superman flying, then my son.
I'm just saying, you get Superman material, a Spider-Man be hanging off the side of buildings, or anything, any superhero.
It's just saying that if I give my son a rainbow shirt, that he's going to be gay automatically. That's what you're
people
kind of
think.
saying. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm. I don't. Like me personally, I'm not gonna buy my son any rainbow colored shirts or anything like that. Me personally, it's not a hate to anybody, but like I'm not.
How is it any different than buying a blue color shirt or red color shirt for your son?
Because of the color, I guess, or because what it mean, the meaning behind it.
I think
probably.
the difference is it is making a statement. Like,
yeah, I mean, the rainbow thing is a statement, like for sure. Like it's not a, like I'm not gonna buy like, I'm not gonna buy that. Or whatever. I can't think straight because I'm gay shirt for my son. I'm not gonna put that on my kid. I'm not gonna do that. I don't think. I'm just not gonna do it. There's not a hate to anybody. There's no flack to anybody or to the community. I'm just not gonna do that. My kid gets older and wants to do it or whatever, or anybody's kid wants to do it, by all means. And I'm not trying to say like I'm not trying to support people. Like it's just saying like me personally, I'm not buying my son a rainbow color shirt of, but like
nobody's saying that anyone has to though, right? It's for the people who want it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it shouldn't be in stores though for kids.
Why?
For little
Why
kids,
should it not be in stores? If you don't want it, then don't buy it. If it's not for you, it's obviously not for you, right?
Granted, but there's certain things that they shouldn't be not forced, but putting on kids. Like kids don't know no better. So if parents go out there buying this stuff that's there,
but nobody jumps at people when they put these other things, like a sports team. Nobody's like, oh my God, he's putting a sports team on his son. Nobody like making a statement, right?
Kids with like Trump shirts or MAGA hats.
You know what I mean?
It's stupid too. But.
It's no different than like any of that.
I said, which I think is also stupid. Yeah, they
But
even
nobody's up in arms when people do that. It's only when gay people.
I honestly think if I see a little white kid with a "Make America Great" shirt, I'll be like, "Yo, your dad's a fucking racist." Or he's ignorant. Hey, I'm gonna think that
all the Trump supporters are racist.
Majority.
That's what you did. I didn't do that.
The majority. So
but I don't get it. I guess, in all seriousness, like you're saying, the kids shouldn't wear any pride clothing.
I don't think there should be a section for kids to have pride clothing of like.
Where should the pride clothing be? I guess
for adults, teenagers, and up.
Okay, sorry. So I don't know what you're correcting. You don't think kids should wear pride clothing?
I don't think like Target should have a kids section, like 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, like that. Like
yeah. So where should kids get pride clothes then? If Target's not gonna have a section, where does a parent go to buy pride clothes to their kid?
Online. I don't know. But I mean,
So you think it's okay to be sold online? Just it's a problem if it's in a store? Is that where the dispute is?
no. My only dispute is it shouldn't be there for kids like 10 and down. That's it. Whether you wherever the fuck if they make another store or not. I think like there should be an age limit to stuff like
So
that.
nobody should be able to buy Pride clothes for their children 10 and under.
No, I'm saying that y'all really trying to hold me to a certain thing. I'm saying in the fucking
I'm just
store
trying to
in
figure out what your
Target.
opinion is.
In Target, I don't think a 10-year-old and under type age group should have should have those shirts there. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So I'm saying right, and so the way you're wording that makes it sound like it's only a problem if it's in Target.
No,
I'm
any
assuming
store,
you'd have the
any
same
store.
problem if it's in Walmart too.
Walmart,
right?
any store.
But
any
what
store.
about if it's on Amazon? There's a 10 and under section that has Pride stuff. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I would say that would be a problem too.
Okay, so then you don't think so. All right, that's what I'm saying. You don't think kids 10 and under should wear Pride things,
Yeah. Okay.
right? You're basically saying you can't sell it anywhere. But I guess if your grandmother makes a crochet Pride sweater, you could wear it. Like I'm trying to understand what your
it's just
opinion is.
the more of the mindset. Like kids like that don't understand what they're doing, and if parents are using it as a political statement, I don't
Tony.
think that's right for a kid who doesn't understand what's really going on to have that.
How
To
old
be in
were you
support.
when you knew you liked girls?
I don't fucking know.
So you
Like
liked boys at
maybe-
one point?
Maybe.
That's a weird response.
My shit is a weird response.
No, that means
Oh.
you like boys. What? That's not what he's saying.
That is
What
a
the hell?
gotcha. That's a gotcha.
No, like
All right.
It's a reason.
When
you
did
don't
you-
remember what
Ridiculous.
age you liked girls. Like, what's
I
your
would
earliest
say-
memory of you liking a girl?
6, 7, maybe.
I like girls
my
in
neighbor's
kindergarten.
girlfriend. I mean, I don't. That's around kindergarten age.
Yeah, 5, 6. So you,
Yeah,
you
I
think
mean,
if a 5 or 6-year-old says I like the same sex, you don't take it as that's what they like.
but you're still a kid. Things can change.
Nah, they'll be like, yeah. You see, that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's still like that heteronormative mindset where, like, if the kid is straight at that age, you don't think nothing of it. If a kid says they're gay or something like that, people in society tend to be like, oh, it might be a phase, or they might be confused, or they're
It
too
even
young
happens
to
to
make a
adults now,
decision
though.
like that.
Like, so I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
just because
trying
it
to-
happens to some people doesn't mean that there are people that grew up straight that like men when they got older.
Yeah, that happens for sure.
Sure.
I'm just saying
But
they're old enough
it's
to
just
make
weird
a
that
stance.
it's just weird that when a 7-year-old kid likes a girl, a 7-year-old boy likes a girl, no one questions, oh, is he confused? No, we just accept it. But like if the roles are reversed, there'll be all these thoughts of like, oh, maybe he isn't gonna be, or this or that. That's what heteronormativity is that we still just view everybody as straight by default. And by putting a pride shirt on somebody, people are like, you're gonna turn the kids gay.
Like I
that's-
get
that's
the
their fear.
agenda though behind all this. It's to push normalcy and same sex, or like I get the agenda. I get what
I don't
they're
even
trying
think
to.
it's that. I think Target knows that people probably want to buy Pride stuff for their kids, so they put it there to make money. They're a business. They're not doing anything to like better
So
society.
you don't think
Once again, with just the same way Budweiser did, they saw a market that they could tap into, and they're business people. They're not gonna do it out of the goodness of their heart.
you were saying that? I don't think what?
Oh, I don't think that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
And you said you don't think to me.
Yeah.
So you're saying
I don't think that you think that that's a smart business move. If we're talking about business, knowing that there's a lot of flack behind it. Oh, sure, let's be the first to. I don't think a lot of people are thinking that's a smart move right now. Just because of how hot
I
this
don't
shit
know
is.
whether it's a good move or not. I mean, seeing their stock prices go down, one could surmise that it's a bad move, but it's like, you know, I don't think it was a bad move for Bud Light, right? Like they seem to be doing just fine. So like I don't know if the stock drop is due to, like I said in the beginning, trends for retailers, or if it's a truly a result of this pride stuff. I think we're just getting June is Pride Month, right? So it just seems like the clothing line, they put in the clothing line so they could sell a lot of Pride shit this
During
month.
the
That's
month.
just the vibe I got.
So you don't think that's fake as fuck too? Then. Oh, it's
their
Pride
business.
Month. Let's
Everything.
just
I don't
boost it
think
up.
anything. I don't think anything businesses do is real. That's my opinion. I think everybody's in it to make money. I don't look at like, oh, Black History Month comes up. Now they got all this like, power and Afro shit in the stores. I don't be like, oh, look how fake they are. I don't. I just they're a business. They're just trying to make money. They're just trying to sell shit. There's no different than they got mass snacks out during the Super Bowl. It's like, oh, look how fake they are. They act like they support the snack. Nah, people are gonna buy snacks for the Super Bowl. Like that's just how it works. So there's more beer. There's more jerseys. I don't know. I think it's just business moves.
So, do you think that? So obviously you're in favor for having gay clothing line for kids under 10 or whatever.
I don't see any issue with that. I don't think anything. I see what everybody's pointing out, and I'm like, so what? But I think it's a very low IQ, feels like kind of thought process. It just feels like very hickish. It just feels like all these people come from the deep South or West Virginia or like those places. And
I think
even
it comes
Florida. Florida's just a garbage dump right now. They just, all of the things happening in Florida and all of the Florida opinions, they're just no good to me. They kind of suck. You guys hate immigrants. You guys hate gay people. Right. You guys, I'm just saying.
You saying Florida hates immigrants? Bro, you're bugging right now. 1,000% you're bugging, bro.
I'm just saying. It's
Florida hates immigrants.
You're busing them to our city.
All right. We have plans to talk about the Ron DeSantis thing in a little while.
He's going right into it.
That's what I'm not saying like you're saying crazy shit. I'm saying you're treading into other conversations that we're planning to have tonight. Yeah. So my opinion on this is this, right? That's what I said. I'm of two minds. On one hand, I don't think it's too different from putting shit on your kids. Like I'm about to doom my children to be Knicks fans. That shit is a curse. I've been living depressed my whole life. My team ain't never gonna win a championship. Now I'm gonna pass that depression on my children. That's a terrible thing, right? It's not much different than that to me. Like in for the most part, I do find it weird. Like, I acknowledge that, like, okay, for a pride shirt for like a 6 or 7 year old, I know like the conservatives will still think that's crazy. I think you're 6 or 7 years old. If you're feeling those types of feelings, cop your pride shirt. If your feelings change later, throw your pride shirt away. I don't think it's that serious. I do find it weird when you got like a 5-month-old kid and you're putting like a pride onesie on the kid. It feels like, I don't know. It's something about like making political statements with your children's body makes me uncomfortable. Like same goes for a Black Lives Matter shirt or a Blue Lives Matter shirt or
it don't matter where
MAGA
it is, any
hat
political statements. Yeah,
Biden for 2024. Any of these things, putting these things on your children, it just feels weird. It's like you're using your children as like a political billboard. Something about that just makes me uncomfortable. I can't put my finger on what about it is, but
I think it's unfortunate, and I think we're about to be almost 100 years from it. But it's like the same thing with anti-Semitism in Germany in the 1930s and how they got people to hate Jews. I feel like it's the same thing.
Michael Rappaport told you to use the extra syllable. Jewish.
Jewish people. I think it tracks in the same way. I think you're going to start seeing more legislation being put against gays and transsexuals through Congress, and I think it's a cesspool of our country. It's it's the same people that hated black people. It's the same people that hated Jewish people. They're all in the same. It's just very hateful, and it comes from a very shitty place. Real quick question: would you guys ever take your kids to like a drag time story hour thing?
No.
I don't think so, personally, but I don't have any strong opinions about it.
Okay. What about you, Tony? No
Tony,
strong
Tony?
I
opinions?
wouldn't. I said no. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like if it's just a person in drag reading a book, I don't care. But it's not a thing that I'm gonna like seek out. Like I want a person in drag to read a book to my kid. I don't know.
Well, would you?
I don't know.
care
Maybe if
it
there's
happened?
studies that show like this is beneficial for kids for whatever reason, then I'm for it. That's really the answer. But
How would that be beneficial for kids?
what if like I'm just speculating, but like right, what if like having a person in drag read a book to your kid just makes your kid in general more open-minded to the different ways that people are in society, just because they're being exposed to more things. They're not going to be more like, maybe they'll be less likely to judge gay people or people in drag or things like that. People with alternative lifestyles, as people like to coin. I don't know.
Yeah. What was your second question, though? You was about to ask another question.
I actually lost track of it.
Well, that sucks.
I think you was gonna say what happens if they put the storybook time in schools.
No.
No.
I-
Oh, okay.
no.
I was also gonna say no. Yeah, no. I think that this political thing that's
I mean,
going on with it is
We went to school with gay people, right?
yes.
Middle school.
Yeah.
By middle school, there were people that we knew were gay.
We're gay, yeah, for sure.
And then, have you ever seen a kid and you said that I know that kid is gay? But
there
you
was
never.
a kid in my neighborhood, right? We were all young. This kid might have been like 8 or something. I was younger than that. I was like 4 when I knew this kid. I knew this kid was gay from that young, right? I saw on everything on my life.
I know what you mean, though.
The
You can
mannerisms,
kinda
everything.
tell,
I was like, all right. I'm like, we all used to just be like, oh, that he's gay, right? He grew up, had a wife, had children, and then got a divorce and married a man many years later. And I was like, I always knew you were gay.
I always knew it.
But anyway, sorry. All that to say, yeah, there's certainly people that we grew up with that we knew were gay from very, very, very young, right?
Same. So I just feel like it's like denying that whole aspect. Like, are we gonna deny those people even existed?
No, I'm not
Like-
denying it. I'm just saying I don't want it pushed upon anybody. That don't, you know what I mean? Like that.
So you think it being in a store is pushing it on people?
No, I'm saying like certain, like the storybook time thing, or like even in school they're trying to put it in there. I'm like,
This is what they said. They said about like black books and stuff like that, and like, this is the same type of rhetoric when we were trying to get black people integrated in the school system and stuff like that. Like it's almost like the same shit coming right back around.
Nah, that's I think
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
different.
it's a similar argument, but I don't think the fact that the argument is similar makes it invalid. Like, because like, what if we want to normalize naked people reading books to our kids? You'd be like, nah, I don't want naked people. It would be the same argument. You'd think that thing is inappropriate for children, but I think we could all agree naked people going to school reading books is probably weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't want to equivocate the two things just because it's a similar thing, but I don't know, something about drag, and I'll be honest, I don't know enough about the drag community, so I could be completely off base. It just seems sexual to me. Drag just seems sexual, and I don't think that we should be like forcing that on kids, and frankly, I don't think parents should be taking kids into sexual spaces, like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. And again, I'm going to preface all this with saying I don't know enough about the drag community. In fact, the only thing I know about And the only exposure that I really have to drag was the fucking movie Tu Wong Fu or some shit. I don't know anybody that or that I know of that does drag or anything like that.
I know a few people. They're very, very nice, normal people.
I actually watched Pose. Was it Pose?
Pose.
There's a show about like the 80s drag scene. I watched the first couple episodes. It was actually a good show. But again, I don't know anybody personally. And I also seen there's a movie, The Bronx is Burning. I watched that movie. It's like a documentary about the drag scene in the 80s. So I know a little bit. To me, it feels something about it feels sexual, but it could just be me not having enough exposure to it, and maybe there's nothing that
I guess
serious.
it's the same thing about furries. Everybody kind of thinks there's like a sexual thing going on there.
I think there's a sexual thing going
I don't know. There's always been I think it's a hot ass topic, and that's something that should just be tread very lightly, like when it comes to certain things.
Yeah, I wait. Sorry. What's a hot topic?
The whole gay community, trans community, just the community,
I disagree.
Being like pushed into certain things to try to make it normal. Like,
I think a gay person reading a book at a school is totally acceptable.
Whether they're gay or not is not the problem. It's just that if they're dressed up as drags and stuff, and
yeah, that's not a gay thing. That's a drag.
Yeah, it's a drag thing. I'm just saying, like, or like, how you made a perfect example about being naked and reading to. Well, of course, we don't want that in front of our kids. You know what I mean? But
like, for example, again, I don't know enough about the drag community, so maybe this is offensive. I view drag as like a costume, right?
That's what it is. Just dress up.
Like, well, I mean, I don't think you know much about drag, so
But
like, I view it as like a costume. From what I know, even the people that do drag, they tell other people, don't fall in love with what I look like when I'm in drag, because this is like a thing we're doing. This ain't like a everyday situation. So all that to say, is it any different if a guy in a Batman costume came to read a book to your kids versus like drag? Like, is it like it's not like a costumed person that's the problem, right?
Yeah, there's a difference.
What's the difference?
He's not trying to promote any sexual changes or any sexual behavior or anything sexual wise, like a preference thing. He's just wearing a superhero costume. Doesn't have nothing more than just a fake imaginary character. So it is to me, that's a difference. This is a made up thing. Being transgender or gay is not a made up thing. That's
drag has nothing to do with transgender, bro.
Oh, okay, we're going back to the drag talk. Okay,
well, that was the that was my direct question.
That has a sexual.
I'm saying, what's the difference between a Batman reading something to you or someone in drag?
One's fake and one's real. You think those people? You think the drag? One again, and then again, I don't know much about it, but you think drag people are just wearing that because it's fun? No, they do it because they feel comfortable wearing women's clothing. Like it's like it's a thing. It's not like none of us are going to be putting the makeup and wearing women's clothing or anything like that and dancing in high heels.
Actually, I got my fingernails painted yesterday.
That's cute. Your daughter did it?
Yeah, it was terrible. My whole hand was like blue, pretty much. But anyhow, sorry, I'm just being a dick. Yeah, again, I don't know enough about the drag stuff. I feel like there's something sexual about it. If there isn't, then I feel like there's less issue with it, and there's just I'm just uncomfortable because I haven't been exposed to these ideas enough. But yeah.
I think
I don't know. Just to go back to it, Target selling Pride stuff, I don't think there's a problem. If my 6-year-old thinks he's gay and he wants to wear a Pride shirt, I think there should be a place for people to be able to purchase.
But you agree there's a limit, though. There is a cutoff for that.
A cutoff?
Yeah, if you think your 6-year-old thinks he's gay or she's gay, there's a cutoff for you to what they can do.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I don't think they should go have sex at 6 years old if that's what you're suggesting.
Not even sex or having a sex change, like Dwayne Wade's kid.
I don't think they got a
She
sex
was
change.
pressing. Yeah, they didn't do that, but there was a big thing. Like they were considering it, this and that, and they kind of pushed back and said, "No, wait till you're older," or something like that. I'm saying
So you're
like
saying even
there's
the
a cutoff.
thought of, like, even the thought is bad.
No. There is a cutoff. So like Pooch was saying, like my son was gay. He wanted to buy a shirt. 6-year-old and said he was gay. He'll let him. I'm saying there's a cutoff to it that you won't allow your son or daughter
A
to.
cutoff to gay stuff, or you're talking about other things now?
A cutoff to the gay stuff, I guess. Like,
what's the cutoff? I'm just
like if your son said he wanted to have a sex change or he wanted,
yeah, that's
he wanted
nothing
to
to
take
do with
hormonal
gay
pills.
stuff. That's transgender. That's a different conversation, right?
I would categorize that maybe somewhat similar a little bit.
No, they're not at all the same. Right. One is who you like. The other is what you identify as. If I had a kid, and that would be a very difficult thing for me to deal with personally, because I don't know, it's a lot for me to think through. But if my young kid felt like they were the opposite gender, and I feel like the right course of action is to get the right help for that issue. So, like, make sure you're talking to like a psychiatrist, making sure that, like, you know, that they feel the same way, that there's some agreement, like, because right now the correct course of action from a medical perspective is if you have feelings that you're trans, or that you got assigned the wrong gender at birth, the right course of action is to assimilate into the gender that you identify as. So when you're younger, it just may mean, you know, if you're born assigned as a boy, start wearing girl clothes, and that's as far as you take it until, you know, late teens or something, when at that point you start considering hormone therapy and things like that. But ain't nobody giving sex changes to 7-year-old kids. Like, that ain't happening.
A doctor's not gonna okay it.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
But I also wouldn't be okay with it. Like, the only way I'd be okay with it if there was some fucking like technology that could do like a brain scan that said 100%, you know, this is the situation. Then I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, if that's the situation, it is what it is.
So you're saying if they feel like they're not whatever they were classified as when they were born, and you know they're at an age and they're saying, "Oh, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl," they have to go to psychiatrists and all this to make sure that their mindset is good.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
a little odd to me.
Is it odd to you?
Just in the fact that in the way it's
their
like saying,
brain is telling them something different than what their body is.
So in the
Like,
way it's
I
saying
think
their
the right
brain's
thing to
fucked up?
do is to what?
Because in what you're saying, it sounds like their brain's fucked up. That could, like, it's not like something's off. That you have to take them to a psychiatrist to see if it's something like wrong, like something's off. That's what it sounded.
Yeah,
like.
I think there is something off. I think there's an incongruence between your brain and your body. I think by definition, there's something different. I don't know. I think there's a moral loading of saying there's something wrong with you. I'm not saying there's something wrong with somebody. I think somebody needs help with the situation they're in, and the people you go to for help are doctors and psychiatrists for trans issues. I'm not saying that they're going through something that's wrong, or they're like I don't know. I'm not morally loading any of these words. I'm just saying if I broke my arm, I need help. So I'm going to go to the people that work with broken arms, and that's going to be a doctor that works with bones. If I'm depressed, that means I need help mentally. I'm going to go to the people that help people with their mental. And if I'm trans, or I feel transness or whatever, then you need help, right? You are experiencing distress because you feel one way, but everybody's treating you a different way, and you look a different way. So it's like you need to go talk to your doctors and just take the right course of action, which I think right now the recommended course of action is to talk to a psychiatrist, make sure that you're like in the right headspace, like, you know, they could gauge the correct course of treatment and then give them the recommended treatment.
Yeah,
like I think that's the route.
Therapist, psychiatrist combo. You gotta.
Sorry,
have both.
I don't know the
It's okay.
difference
No,
between
yeah,
a
it's all right.
therapist and a psychiatrist.
Yeah. One
So
prescribes
that
medicine, another prescribes the illness from the brain.
Yeah, you need to talk to somebody about what you're experiencing so that you could get the right treatment. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know the difference between a therapist and a psychiatrist. Till this second, they're the same in my head. So
Yeah. Well, they work together, so they're all.
yeah. No, I'm just saying they're the same person in my brain, and you're separating them now, and I gotta now go find out what the hell a therapist is versus a psychiatrist. So
This has nothing to do with it, but it's kind of sad. Just a real quick question: do you think trans people need to have their own sports?
well, let's just rock out because this is going long.
All right, we'll say. I'll say that.
No. Sorry, no. I'm saying let's forget.
Okay, all right. You just
the
continue
other
on
conversation. Let's keep going. If you think,
do you think trans people should be in their own league? Like a man transitioning to a woman shouldn't play in women's sports. They should have their own sport league.
there's a question that there should be 4 leagues.
Yeah,
There's the men league, the women league, and then the trans women and the trans men league.
Yeah, to make it fair and
think-
equal.
I think that's instead of doing what you wanted to do, fair and equal, it's just excluding them from enjoying something. Basically, there's such a small percentage of the country, you're not going to be able to find enough people to even make a team of these people. You know what I mean? It's just not. They're
Are
not
we not
enough of the percentage.
So you wanted it to be fair and equal then, for them to compete.
I think as long as you're not playing professional sports, I don't think it really matters. Or like, you know what I mean? I think if it's a kids league, I think boys and girls should be able to play together, no issues. And I think gay kids and trans kids should be able to play with the boys and the girls. Just like
Remove kids. Let's talk teenagers and adults.
fine,
High
same
school
thing.
basketball, volleyball.
Teenagers,
Yeah, I
stick
think
with
teenagers are kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
then
think
go with
that's what I'm
adults.
talking about.
Golf or not golf. Golf, bowling, boxing, MMA, basketball, football, all this shit. You're saying that it should be equal and fair to, for them to be able to play sports in a different gender role, right? Like they should.
Yeah.
So is it not fair for that gender to play with their gender role? Like if a man transitions to a woman and then goes and plays basketball, do you think it's fair for a woman to be able to play with only women instead of a man who transitioned to a woman? Because he's going to have a physical attribute that's not equal to theirs.
Once again, it's such a small percentage that it's not going to make a difference.
It makes a huge difference, though.
It's not going to make a difference in like as far as what they're going to
Physical
win.
attributes.
They're going to win an award, and then what's
physical
going to happen?
attributes is the biggest difference between a man and a woman.
Okay, so they're going to win an award, and then what's going to happen? What's the worst thing that comes from them winning an award?
You're beating somebody who's the number 1 ranked in basketball, then you bring this person in, or not person, you bring this trans woman in who's going to dominate this person and destroy whatever records they hold or whatever a way for them to advance because she's just dominating.
I think you're taking the most extreme version of that. I don't think that's always the what's happening. You're taking the South Park approach of Macho Man Randy Savage identifying as a woman later in his life and then destroying the competition.
I'll change it again for you then. Usain Bolt says, I'm transitioning to a woman, joins the track women's competition league, blows them all out of the water. None of those girls get gold in the Olympic trials or whatever they do. You think fair?
I don't think things like that are actually happening. Like as much as people think, like it's not gonna be like
it's
a huge
in boxing,
issue.
It's happening in MMA. These things are actually happening.
You have like
In
one
wrestling sports,
you have like
it
one
has.
story.
It has happened. But if this is where are the trans like champions, right? Where are they?
That's what I'm saying. There should be
They should be on the
no,
fucking
man,
NBA floor.
I'm just saying that it's not really happening, right? Like you would.
It's happening in a low level. Yeah, it's not in headlines right now. It's not like
No, it's not in headlines. You would expect to see more trans people at the top of the women's sports by your argument, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I go do some more research, obviously this question just came out to me right now during the pod. But if I go and do research, I could probably pull a whole bunch of actual.
You think you're gonna find a lot of a lot of trans women dominating in women's sports? Really think about what you're saying. You think you're gonna find a lot? You're gonna find
enough to make a statement. Yeah, I mean, 'cause there's still pushback on them joining certain leagues. There's still a lot of pushback on joining certain leagues. My thing is just like we should let them be able to transition, and they should be able to play the sports they transition to, and they transition to, but only play with those transition people. Just to make it fair and equal. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think that's fair and equal, but
that's not. Yeah.
We've already had this conversation in the past. I'm again of two minds on this, right? I do agree that especially people that transition that transition later in life are gonna have some biological advantages over women. Like Tony said, if Usain Bolt decided to transition, Usain Bolt would be, if not the best, at the top of the women's runners. If Usain Bolt was still in his prime or whatever. I don't know what the situation is with his health or whatever, but and I don't think that's good.
Or fair, right? For the woman in that sport, if Usain goes and does that, like I'm pretty sure Usain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's fair. I don't think that's a good outcome.
I also don't think that's happening though.
Yeah, but you guys are having two different conversations. Tony's asking, what do you think if this should be allowed or not? And you're saying this isn't even a big issue. Like and I agree. I think the conservatives are making a mountain out of a molehill, right? So I think it's a tiny issue. People are making it out to be this gigantic issue. Like I 100% agree with that. But then just on the conversation itself, do we think it should be allowed? I personally think that. Sorry, I was scrolling through Twitter and the most insane shit just came across my feed. I don't think that I don't think it's fair that if somebody transitions in general, I'm sure there's cases that people are going to transition and be way worse than your average woman in a given sport or something. But I think in general there's going to be certain advantages that people that transition late in life are going to have over women, and it's probably not fair. Now, then there's a whole conversation. We've kind of had this conversation about what is fair in sports, right? Where I was saying that sports are already not fair, and splitting sports up between men and women is already arbitrary. Like there was that one Olympic wrestler that she was so good, they told her she couldn't even compete with women anymore, but she was a woman. And it's like, is that fair? Like, should she have to go compete with men? Is it fair that she's so much stronger than women that she's just going to dominate them all? Is that fair to the other women? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a difficult conversation. I feel like trans people introduce just more thinking into how we split up sports. And I think sports need to be split up in a different way.
All sports or certain sports?
Probably all sports. But, I mean, I'm sure there's sports like... I don't know. I don't know enough about all sports to make that claim. I'm sure there's a sport that's not gendered, where men and women compete against each other, and those sports Sure, trans people could jump right in as is and just keep competing away.
Kickball, right?
I don't know. I would think that would be
I would
gender.
say anything like physical wise, like boxing,
But everything is
MMA.
physical.
Well,
Even male chess players are better than women chess players. Why? I don't know.
because
Right?
there's not a lot of women that play it, and maybe I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there's like men's chess and women's chess. And I know there are situations where men and women compete against each other in chess, but I think in general men play chess better than women for whatever reason. I don't know if it's something that has inherently to do with being a man, or if it's like you said, there's just not enough women, or women aren't encouraged enough to play chess from a young age, or whatever. But
I think that's BS. I think board games is like, oh no, chess and stuff like that sex shouldn't really play a role in that. I mean, it's no physical thing. It's more of a mental thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you would think, but if you see across the board men are better than women, do you not separate that? Because that's probably what happened with basketball and all these other sports, right? Like,
nah, that's different. I wouldn't try to compare chess and basketball when it comes to male and female playing against each other. It's different, sure.
well, they're not the same. That's why you compare them. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're.
Because you were trying to say.
I'm saying that you're saying there shouldn't be any. We shouldn't treat them different for chess because you're trying to say chess is just of the mind. I'm saying that if across the board men are just better than women at chess, should we not consider splitting that sport up? Just like we did with basketball, where across the board men are just better than women at basketball?
No.
You're saying don't split it up, just let women never
There's just
succeed.
not enough. There's not enough women playing chess. I think
What
that's
do you mean?
why.
There's women chess right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. I'm just going off of what you said. You're saying there's way more men playing chess and being better at it than women.
I didn't say that. I didn't say. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't say there are more male players at chess. I'm saying that I believe that men are better than women in chess, in general. And you're saying, nah, that's BS. Chess is. My point is, you're just cutting it at the physical sports, and I'm saying that there may be other differences between men and women that could go to our minds or something. And I'm saying no sports are off limits to split. Is all I'm saying. My whole point is, wherever men and women compete, trans people could jump right in and start competing immediately. Wherever the sports are split, I think some thought in general needs to be taken. Whether like there's probably men and women like billiards or something. Maybe they don't compete against each other. Maybe it's not a big deal for trans people there. I know like in weightlifting in particular, trans women have it like there's documented advantages over cis women. But if they only competed with men, they would be worse than men on average. And if you just said no, have your trans sport only, a trans category, then you're doing two things. One, the whole idea behind transitioning is to transition to that thing. To split them off and say no, you're trans is to say that you don't accept them as the gender that they're trying to transition to. You're separating them off. I personally think that we need to rethink how we do sports. I don't think that splitting along gender lines is granular enough for the world we're marching towards.
Then maybe get rid of sports, because I do not see a world where you're gonna have men and transitioning men transitioning to a woman be fighting an actual woman in sports. Like that is super unfair. I don't care how many hormone pills or whatever pills you take to try to lessen the chemical. It's just like there's no way that's fair.
You're saying there's no other way that we could split sports up besides whether you have a vagina or a penis.
No, there's no way we could split sports to where transition groups of people can play sports with the people they transition to, like basketball, football, like them type of soccer, them type of sports and stuff like that. I don't think they have. There's no way they'll be able to play, and it'd be fair for both parties.
Yeah, and I said I don't disagree with that.
And
I'm saying we need to split the sports up differently so that it would be fair.
Trans league and
no, that's not what I'm saying.
You don't think that's
I'm
right?
saying let's say there was a test that said this is your peak capability.
Right? Like a minimum type
let's
thing.
just say there's some brain scan you could do, and you could go, you will be an S tier basketball player. You will be an S, you will be A minus, and maybe there's some women that fall in those upper categories. Yeah, maybe those women could go play with the best NBA players, 1 or 2 or 3 women or whatever. Maybe a couple trans people go that way, and then like think boxing, right? Boxing split between men and women, but that's not the only place we draw the line. We draw the line on weight too. The sport is split up by weight classes, so it's like we're finding other advantages within the sport that people have. You can't put somebody who's 250 pounds to fight somebody who's 110 pounds. We agree that would be an unfair fight, even though they both have penises. Like, it's no different to find other things to split the sports on. I don't think transness is the thing that we should split it on. I think that would be excluding trans people. By definition, it would be. This is like having a black sport. Like, you're just going to say... And they used to do that, right?
Yeah,
like,
the
just
Negro
say,
leagues.
you can have your own league. We don't want black people in our league.
We don't want black. It's in the same thought process, which is why I think it's so hateful and so it is of the same thought process.
All right, let me clarify.
I'm just saying the Nazis did it to the Jews.
I understand
the white people did it to the blacks and the natives and the Asians. It's of the same
I understand
mind
that.
frame.
Let me clarify what I'm saying. I am not comparing race with sex transitioning as the same thing. They're not. It's completely fucking different.
It's
Blacks
the same.
not playing with whites is not the same as guys playing with girls. It's very fucking different.
I don't think it's the same, Doughy. I think you're like minimizing like what the I don't know, maybe minimizing is not the right word, but I think I don't.
I'm sure the NBA had a lot of reasons to not want black people, and the MLB when they excluded them from there. I think
racist.
Know that the reason was racism. But
they made their excuses though. They had their reasons.
But we can acknowledge that it's BS and it's just racism, right?
That's the way I feel about this. I think it's just.
So you don't think that people have any valid reasons? So you just think I'm transphobic?
No. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying that the people that
that's what it sounds like you're saying. Because I'm saying that I think that there are advantages that people have, and playing the sport like that, I don't think is good, right? That's my opinion. I don't hate trans people, right? I'm saying we should revamp sports in such a way where trans people aren't excluded, right? That's my actual belief. But as sports are right now, I think trans women in general have advantages over cis women. I don't think that's fair. I don't think I'm making that argument because I'm transphobic, but the black and white leagues being separate were purely racism. Mm-hmm. Even though they probably had a bunch of BS reasons, the motivating factor was racism. Right?
Yeah. And you also agreed earlier that you believe that it's also unfair for a transition woman to be in a league with women.
I don't think Doughy agreed to that.
He agreed with it. He agreed with it. He said that because I asked him, I was like, do you think it's fair that a transition woman should be able to be playing with I'm not going to say regular, with a woman in these leagues? Do you think that's fair? He said, no, it's not fair. Because I was saying that it should be fair and equal to all parties.
I think you can easily make it fair without having to exclude trans people. I don't think you have to exclude trans people to make anything fair. I think you can make it as fair as you want it to.
I think it's fair now.
You need to stop looking at sex.
You have to, though. When it comes to sports, you have to.
I don't think so.
It's a physical attribute.
But why do you think it's fair now?
I was going to get there. So right now,
Well, I'm asking you.
yeah. So right now, men NBA, women NBA, it's fair right now because of attribute wise.
But it's not.
Now, why is it not fair?
Because men have different attributes from each other within, sometimes a bigger difference than even men and women.
So
Muggsy Bogues is closer to a woman in physical attributes than he is to LeBron James.
Muggsy Bogues goes to the women league and he would destroy any woman on that league.
I don't care, but we're talking about the differences of their physical attributes. I'm saying Muggsy Bogues is closer to a woman in physical stature than he is to LeBron James.
Yes, there is going to be a physical difference in the men's league, just the same as the women's league. There's going to be different physical abilities for both parties. But I'm saying the smallest male or attribute male that's considered like the closest to a woman, he's going to dominate in that league. He has an unfair advantage. He does.
I honestly don't. Other than like, what did you watch Juwanna Man recently? I don't think this is happening, bro. And until we see some proof of it happening, I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm not saying it happened in basketball. I don't think that's.
I'm just saying. I think what you're saying in like your main criticism is like the Juwanna Man or the South Park thing where it's an extreme, and I just don't think that there's that many extreme things happening. Personally,
I don't think there's a huge abundance of this is happening. I'm saying it has happened, and I'm saying what's fair. Do you think this is fair? And I don't think it's fair for both parties. That's all I'm saying. Is there 1,000 cases of this happening? Probably not. I agree with you on that. Like he said, it's a little hill versus a mountain. Yes, I don't think that's happening. But is it fair? And I'm saying it's not fair.
It's not fair to exclude them, though, for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely not fair.
Maybe you could say that. Yeah. I think that, and when I say maybe, it says I think that I think the most fairest thing to do is to not, I'm not trying to say exclude them, but to put them in their own league so they can match up equally. That's all I'm trying to say.
The Negro leagues.
No, it's different, bro. You gotta get this shit through your head. It's fucking different, my nigga. It's fucking black and white versus man and female. It's two different things, bro.
Yeah, of course they're different, Tony.
He's confused though. He keeps bringing up
he's
like
not
he
confused. He's saying the
100%.
comparison is similar.
It's not. And if you believe that, Pucho, you're bugging too.
I'm not saying that. Okay. You're bugging because people can't compare things that are, it's not the same. Obviously, it's not the same. If it was the same, it would be the same. Nobody's ever comparing things to say they're the same. They're comparing them to say it's analogous, meaning it's a similar type of deal going on. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, and I'm trying to tell him it's not.
Yeah, that's fine, but don't sit there and say it's not the same. That's not what he's saying. Like,
Double, you know it's not, right?
I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm saying there's similarities.
What similarities?
And I agree. There are similarities between just saying, let's split trans people up in sports versus saying, let's split black people up in sports. I think the difference
excluding part is what you're saying. That's the same. Right? You're talking about the excluding part. You're excluding the mixed races playing.
Of course.
Okay. That's a good stand on. But to say that race and transitioning thing is the equal part is not.
Nobody's saying they're equal. What does that mean?
I think that's what Doughboy is saying. When he says similarities.
You think you think his opinion is the color of your skin is the same as wanting to be a different gender? Those are the two same things?
That's what he's saying.
Then no, I think you're crazy. There's no way he's saying
rewind on this.
What does that even mean?
He literally, you even questioned him. He's saying that, I think it's the same thing that when the blacks and whites or when the Negro leagues came up, because the white people didn't want them to play. It's the same as the people not wanting to let transition. But
The same motivations, saying hatefulness.
I think you
People hate trans people, they want to exclude them. People hate black people, they want to exclude them. That's his claim.
And
Exactly.
He's saying that they came up with their reasons to justify it, but the real reason was hatefulness. That's what he's saying. I don't know how you're confused.
That's not what I'm saying, first off, and I don't think that's what's being said. That they're trying to exclude the transition people from playing the sports that they transition to is like a hate thing. No, it's like it's a fair thing. It's not fair for a transition woman playing a women's league in certain.
I think for a lot of people, it's a hate thing.
That sucks because I'm not coming from a hateful place with this.
I agree with you.
I'm
not coming from a hateful place. I just said for a lot of people. What do you mean? That's sad?
No, it's sad that people want to hate on them. I don't care if you transition for
you
this
were
reason.
saying that me thinking a lot of people are. This is coming from a hateful place. Is that sad or wow? I don't know.
No, it's sad on those people for hating on these people that are transitioning. I'm saying I'm not doing that. I'm saying that it needs to be fair equally. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. And yeah,
You know what sucks is that the election is right around the corner, and all this shit seems to be bubbling up, and it just seems like this shit's gonna get worse. If you ask me, this whole pride shit, it looks like the Republican Party is trying to ramp up one against immigrants, against gays, against trans. I think that's gonna be their whole thing for this next election. Because look at Ron DeSantis, you know what I mean? You can't do shit. Everything with gay is, he says there's a whole woke agenda. You got a whole bunch of people who love and believe this guy, and it's toxic, bro. It's a really shitty way of thinking.
bro, I can't even go down Florida or Miami, and talk bad about that man. Because the Cuban community would destroy you. I don't know what it is. Cubans love that man, bro.
Come mierdas.
They love him. But yeah, back to the
same people that want to keep the gay stuff out of kids shows and trans stuff out of kids shows. It's the same people.
What do you mean kids shows? Like movies and cartoons? Is what you're
yeah.
saying?
Yep. Oh, they said they, them in a cartoon. Oh, leave it out of the kids. The kids.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, it threw me off. I was like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even know this got to kid cartoons. It threw me off real quick.
Same thing. I'm not
hating on it or anything, but it's
the
just
same thing as Spanish and black people not having representation in Hollywood, and it's the same line of thinking. It's the same way.
For this, I agree. It is the same line of thinking.
It's the same line
like
of thinking.
People be like,
I agree with
they
that.
can't be gay character. Why is there a gay character in everything? Now?
Oh, everything is so woke.
There's gay people everywhere. What do you mean? I don't know.
This shit is so whack.
People are just, again, there's a heteronormativity, and if you're different than that, people notice. People don't ask why are there straight couples in everything? Or people stopped asking. I take it back. People still ask why, if there's too many black characters or too many Hispanic characters, people get upset about it because they're like, this movie's too woke. You ever see people be like, oh, there's a black lead actor? Oh, that's a woke movie. It's like, damn, you can't even have a black actor in a movie without being labeled woke?
I'd still get shocked that people are still in, like, perfect example, Little Mermaid. They didn't even keep the white horse. It's a black horse. I'm like, really, bro? Like, we really gonna argue? Like, that to me, I find still to this day fucking crazy, bro. That we're just changing the color of a character and it ruins the whole movie for somebody. I mean, how bad would it be for people if there was an uproar like the Aladdin movie or the Lion King? It would be two fucking lions instead of lioness. Is it? I don't know. Two male cats and then instead of two girl cats or whatever. Like, could you imagine what uproar that would cause? People will find the little things and just flip it and go crazy with it. But, and most of all this is Pucho and Do is that we grew up in that era too, with the whole same sex or not same sex, male and female being raised together, having kids. That we grew up in that.
Yeah. But it's
Um,
called not
now,
having arrested development and evolving and becoming a better person and not having hatred towards other people. It's about becoming a better person and holding other people back from doing shit, to me, has just those vibes.
yeah, and the younger generation after us is what's gonna change that going forward. I think it's mostly our generation, and maybe the generation right after us have that still mindset. But our kids, that line, that it'll bleed all that out. At some point, it will just be like nothing to think about. It's definitely a transition for people to just come around. Some people will never come around; they'll be just ignorant. It's sad, you know what I mean? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us through this entirety of this episode, or love what we're saying and how we're approaching it, or there's different comments or whatever, just please like, share, comment, and as always, man, go one up yourself. Life's changing, things are changing in this world. Try to better yourself as a human being. Peace.